Hi, welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with a summer transfer move to Arsenal. What is going to happen this week with transfers? We've had the game over there in Germany, in Nuremberg, went very well. And this week, a lot of the players that didn't play in that game, that have been away or were away on international duty just before these friendlies took place and got themselves an extended holiday, are all going to be back with Arsenal, back in training. That's guys like Saliba, Granit Xhaka, all these guys, Thomas Partey. They'll all be returning to training on Monday. But who else is going to be coming in, especially in that midfield? That is the area where I think every Arsenal fan that I keep seeing throughout this summer keeps saying midfield options, strengthening, quality. Could it be Lucas Paqueta? I spoke about it yesterday and the day before, how MediaFoot, this French publication, have reported that Arsenal are interested in signing Lucas Paqueta from Lyon. He's a quality midfielder, Brazilian, so he'll fit in, we know that. Now, L'Equipe now today, which is another French publication, they've released a story where they're saying that Lucas Paqueta has asked to leave Lyon should a good enough offer be received. It looks like he's been looking at what Cristiano Ronaldo said. It's literally the same sort of thing, but he wants to leave Lyon. Now, it's not just Arsenal interested in him. The other club that's been really big for him has been Newcastle. His good mate there, Bruno Guimaraes, plays for Newcastle. But of course, we know there's a lot of Brazilians at Arsenal. The Brazilian connection with starting with Edu, who's doing the recruitment, and then of course guys like Jesus and Gabriel, etc., would all, be appealing. Playing in London as well would be appealing to somebody like Lucas Paqueta. But what will be the amount to get it done? We know that Lyon drive a very, very hard bargain when it comes to players. There's been lots of talk that they're looking for 40, 50 million pounds. Lucas Paqueta is quality. He would be a quality addition to Arsenal's midfield. He really, really would. He's a goal-scoring midfielder as well. But will Arsenal make a move for him? As I said, when you look around, it seems to be Arsenal or Newcastle. I've seen Milan mentioned as well, but the two that really seem hot for him are those two. Let's see how that one develops out. There's also a story out today that Arsenal had a bid for Milinkovic-Savic rejected. Now, according to Calcio Mercato in Italy, they say that Arsenal bid around about 50 million euros, which is around about 42.3 million pounds. But that bid has been turned down. Lazio looking for around 70 million euros. So a hell of a lot more money. Wouldn't be cheap, Milinkovic-Savic, but he's only got a year left on his contract. Again, Arsenal wouldn't be looking to pay so much money for him for a player that's got a year left. He's a top quality player. Noted yesterday that Paul Merson's saying that, that's who he'd be going in for. For me, Tielemans is still there. Tielemans is still top quality. Would cost a hell of a lot less money, but looks like Arsenal are keeping their options open. And then this story, out of nowhere, has hit everywhere today. Everywhere you look today, you see this rumour about N'Golo Kante of Chelsea being linked with a move to Arsenal. Now, the story emanates from the Daily Star newspaper over here in the UK. They claim that Arsenal are investigating whether or not N'Golo Kante would be up for a move to Arsenal, and also if Chelsea would be willing to sell him. Now, he's an important player for Chelsea, although he wasn't a regular last season. He had a lot of injuries last season. Let's not forget as well, he's now 31 in N'Golo Kante. But what a player. A player of extreme quality, a player that has won absolutely everything you can think of in the game. So his experience is vast. He's won the Premier League, he's won, the Champions League, the World Cup. Very experienced player. Very talented and gifted player, and he would be a good signing, I think, for Arsenal. He's only got 12 months left on his contract, so even though you see that valuation of £36 million, it would be way less than that. But would Chelsea sell him to Arsenal? That's number one. one of their rivals. Number two, do you want N'Golo Kante now? He's 31. He's getting a bit older. Listen, he still looks like he's got a fantastic engine on him. But do you look on it and say to yourself, we should have done this signing years ago? Remember at the time when we got Granit Xhaka, it was rumoured that it was either Xhaka or Kante. We went for Xhaka. So do you look on it and say, listen, you should have done this years ago. Too late. Let's move on. Try and get somebody younger. We know his quality, but we move on from it. And number three, is there anything in this story? I mean, so when I was looking through the article in the Daily Star, I can't really see any sort of real good source to the story. It's just that, they've got an exclusive on it. They don't really say where this all comes from unless they've, spoken to somebody at Arsenal who's given them the heads up on this, but they don't quote nothing. I don't know. It just seems like a story out of nowhere. I mean, it's not one that I feel is going to get anywhere. I'm just being honest on it right now. That's my honest opinion, but it is everywhere. And you know what we do on this show? We tell you about the transfer rumours that are around. But N'Golo Kante being heavily linked with a move to Arsenal today, according to the Daily Star. Arsenal have also apparently done a U-turn on Lucas Torreira. Well, that's if you listen to what his agent was saying. His agent was doing an interview on TV. I think it was over in Italy. They were asking him about where Lucas Torreira is going to be going. I mean, of course, he had a very successful loan period at Fiorentina last season. But Fiorentina have not been able to afford to pay the fee that Arsenal want for him. And his agent, these are his quotes, he said, Torreira would like to stay and play in Italy, but as of today, Arsenal have called him up for the tour that they will do in America, so it looks like he's part of their plans. And that has just sent the place wild with stories that Arsenal have done a U-turn. He's part of their plans. Arsenal are probably going to keep Torreira. I'm not too sure about this one. Again, even though, yes, it probably is a bit of a U-turn because they've brought him back into the fold and he's going to go on the US tour. But then, of course, you've got to remember that even if you've got players that you're going to sell, you want players to be fit. You want them to be playing in pre-season because you've always got that risk with any player that you might not find a club for them. You might not be able to do a deal with any club to move on Lucas Torreira or Hector Bellerin or Ainsley Maitland-Niles or any of these guys that are with Arsenal and going to be flying out with Arsenal to America. So you've got to keep them fit. You've got to keep them ready. There's a chance that they may stay. So to me, it's the perfectly logical thing to do when it comes to these sort of players. I don't think it means that Lucas Torreira won't be sold. I still think that Arsenal will sell Lucas Torreira. I still think they'll sell Bellerin, and I still think they'll sell Ainsley Maitland-Niles. But they've got to be fit. They've got to be fit. They've got to be ready. And as I said, just in case they're unable to move them on, or maybe, and this is where it holds a little logic with what his agent's saying, maybe Lucas Torreira impresses so much in pre-season and his attitude's great and everything like that, that the manager says, you know what? I'm not going to sell him. I actually think he's ready now. I actually think now he's assimilated into the team and he's he can do a job for us next season. So I'm not going to sell him. I'm going to keep him. So let's see how that one pans out. Let's see how that happens. But Lucas Torreira will be joining up with the Arsenal team that flies out to America. Now, we still know that Arsenal are looking for a left back. There's still nothing really concrete on the Lisandro Martinez thing. Manchester United still said to be the favourites to sign him. There's talk that they put in a bid of around about 50 million euros that's been rejected by Ajax. There's also been a lot of talk that the player himself is getting very frustrated with Ajax, saying to them, listen, come on, stop pricing me out of a big move to the Premier League, whether it be Arsenal or Manchester United, and that he's made certain demands on them. I really do hope that we get some sort of concrete news on this one. If he is a big target for Arsenal, they might want to get this one done before they fly out to the States. And remember, they've got a friendly against Everton over there in Baltimore in America on Saturday this week. So, it would be great to get a new signing in before then. So let's see how the Lisandro Martinez one works out. I'm still not listen, I said this the other day. It's not my money, and I want Arsenal to just bring in quality players. But is he worth that sort of money that's being quoted for him? It's a lot. It's a lot. And Lucas Paqueta will be worth more. I think is a higher value player than Martinez. But then you've got to buy players for the positions that you need. And Alex Grimaldo is still being very heavily linked with a move to Arsenal. He's definitely seems to be a plan B in case the whole Lisandro Martinez thing falls apart. He would cost a hell of a lot less money. Valuation seems to be around about the, even though it says reported fee 18 million, it costs about 6 million is a lot of what the quotes are saying. Benfica are willing to sell him, and he's only got 1 year left on his current contract, and it could be a sensible signing as a backup to Kieran Tierney on that left-hand side. And although Lisandro Martinez is the preferred option, but, you could get this player for 6 million, use that money elsewhere to bring in a player of real top quality. But let's wait and see. Will Arsenal make a signing before they depart to go out to America this week? That's what's going to be very, very interesting to see. Listen, thanks for watching the show today. Don't forget to check out all of the brilliant content from the trip to Nuremberg, the vlogs, the interview with the fans after the game, speaking about Jesus primarily. Absolutely brilliant stuff. Check it all out right now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.